In this video, we are going to create a custom interceptor. But before we create a custom interceptor, let's try to understand the code I have written. Basically what I did, I have developed a users API which is going to return a list of users. Okay, so if I hit this users API, if you see, I am getting two objects in the array. Okay, now on the codebase side, what I have done, I have created a user controller. Okay, and then I have created a user class which is my Pojo, which I defined inside the model folder. This user class is having three fields: name, gender and age, and then followed by a constructor and then the getter setter methods. In the user controller class, just for the demonstration point of view, I have not created any service or repository classes. I am just creating the instance of user class and then adding those objects in this user list. Okay, and then returning that list for this particular /users endpoint, right? Now from here, what we will do, we will create one custom interceptor which you can call it as logging interceptor, and we will be logging our request of whatever the request that comes to our application or comes to our users API. We will log each and every request. So without any further ado, let's go and create our custom interceptor. This is going to be a logging interceptor which will log each and every request coming to my API. Okay, so this is going to be a bit long video, so I just request you to be patient and try to understand. In case you will have any queries, I will try to address it in the comments. Okay, so let's create one package first. I will give the package name as interceptor. Then I will create one class called logging interceptor. Where is my Java class? Logging interceptor. Okay, 4 is there, so let me refactor it quickly. It should be interceptor only. Then for creating an interceptor, we need to implement an interface called handler interceptor. Okay, so I am going to implement that interface. Okay, now we have discussed that in the previous video that whatever the interceptor we create, it has three methods, that is pre-handle, post-handle and after completion. So let's override all these three methods present in handler interceptor interface. Let's go back to this interface and let's copy all these three methods from here. Okay, let's go back to logging interceptor class and here let's paste it. We will change the implementation from default. I will change the public specifier to public. Okay, so just to let the compiler know that we are overriding these methods, I will be putting @override annotation for all of these methods. However, it is not compulsory, but as a good practice we should mention this. Okay, now if you see what we have learned in the previous video, that the pre-handle is a boolean, pre-handle returns a boolean value, so it is returning true as of now. Okay, so let's do one thing. I am going to add a print statement within this method. Okay, something like this: request received, and then I am going to print the method name, so get method, and then I am going to print the URI, request dot get request URI. Okay, now inside this method, the post handle, again I will be just printing a statement within this method. So here I am adding this statement, something like this, that executing post handle method. Okay, let's keep it simple for now. We will try to understand its use cases and will implement something with the help of these methods in the further sessions. but just for the demonstration point of view, let's keep this example very simple so that you can easily understand it. And at the last, let's again add a print statement saying that after completion execution started. Okay, or something like this: after completion execution started. Okay, now as soon as you create an interceptor, we need to register it. How we will register interceptor, we will see in some time, but I want to annotate this logging interceptor class with component. Okay, why? Because I want to auto wire this logging interceptor in one of my configuration class where actually I will be registering this interceptor. So that's why I have annotated this logging interceptor class with component. Now let's go back to our directory and we'll create a new package called config. In our config class, let's create a new configuration class which is called interceptor config. Now this is a configuration class, so I will be implementing it with the configuration, which means that I want this class to be executed during my application boot up. Okay, now this class will be implementing an interface called web MVC configurer. Okay, and in this interface there is a method called add interceptors, this one I am talking about, which will help us in registering our interceptor whatever we have created. So let's go back to our configuration class here. Okay, and I will be overriding this method. So again, providing the override annotation, changing default to public. Okay, and here I will be auto wiring the interceptor, the custom interceptor I have created, which is the logging interceptor. So let's auto wire logging interceptor over here. Okay, and then here I will add my interceptor in the registry like this. Okay, so there is a class called interceptor registry. Okay, so I am calling add interceptor method to add my interceptor in the registry. Okay, and then we need to add a path pattern also. So we will try to understand what is this path pattern. Let me write the code first. So which will be like this. Okay, so let's say I am having three different controllers: user controller, customer controller, and the product controller. But what I want my interceptor to intercept only the request which is coming to the user controller, not to the product controller or the customer controller, based on the request mappings defined in the user controller. So let's say whatever the endpoints we have defined in the user controller starts with /users. Whatever the endpoints we have defined in product controller start with /products. Whatever the endpoints we have defined in the customer controller start with /customers. Okay, so if I want my interceptor to intercept only the request coming to the user's controller, then in this way we can define a path pattern, and based on which my interceptor will intercept the request. So now if I create two different controllers which will be starting from where the request mapping will be /products and let's say /customers, my interceptor is not going to intercept those requests, right? So let's try to execute our code now and see the output. Okay, so I'm going to execute my code. My application is building. Okay, so now my application is up. if I go and hit this request, okay, you see I can see three different statements which I have added in my logging interceptor class. So the first statement which is getting printed is request received, right? And then the what is the method, and then the endpoint. Second one is the executing post handle method, which means that this is the statement which got executed. And third one is after completion execution start. There is a typo in the execution spelling, so you can ignore for now, but if you see the sequence, whatever we wrote in the pre handle, that got executed first, then post handle, and then after completion. Now let's do one more thing. Let's add two more logs in our controller. So let's add one log when actually the execution of your controller is starting, okay, and let's add another log once your execution of your controller is ending, okay, something like this, ended, okay. And now let's rerun our application and see the output. So if you see my application is up, let me hit my application or my API, I would say, okay. If you see the log statement which got printed in the console, the first one is from the pre-handle method defined in the logging interceptor. Then I have my controller log, okay. So basically it also suffices what we have learned in the previous video, that whatever the code we are writing in the pre-handle method is getting executed before the request reaching to the controller, right? So then this log is getting printed like get users execution started. Post that we see get users execution ended, which means that at this point of time my controller is done with the request processing. Then I am seeing the executing post handle method, okay, which is again defined in the logging interceptor. And at the last we are seeing after completion execution started. Just ignore the spelling of execution, it's a typo, but I hope you got the sequence, in what sequence the logs are getting printed, and that is exactly same as what we have learned so far, okay. So just a recap of what we did. We have created a logging interceptor which implements a handler interceptor interface. Then we have overridden three methods defined in handler interceptor, that is pre-handle, post-handle, and after completion. Then we have created an interceptor config which implements WebMVC configured interface, and we have overridden a add interceptor method, basically which adds our custom interceptor into the interceptor registry, okay. So here I am adding my interceptor. First I auto wired it, then I have added, and then added a path pattern for it, so that my interceptor only intercept request whose path is matching with this pattern, okay, or we can say whose URI's pattern is matching with this pattern, okay. So that's all for today. In upcoming videos we will see one use case where we will try to figure out like what is the time our controller is taking to process the request. So we will implement this solution with the help of interceptor. So stay tuned for that video. That's all for today. Thank you so much.